Alright, what's going on YouTube? We're back with another episode on the RPG series, and this episode I thought I'd take a break from some of the animation stuff that we've been doing. So far the episode is very heavily animation oriented, and I thought we'd get into some more graphical things, I suppose. Some small stuff to fill some voids and make things look a little better and a little more fleshed out. So right now, I mean, it looks okay. You know, we've got the animations down. Animations transition pretty smoothly, except for that one for some reason. That one's fine. That one's a bit weird. That one's okay. So I may have to fix these two. We'll get those solved. Anyways, and I still haven't solved the jump, but like I said, we've been very animation intensive. So you know, we can block. We can I thought we could block while walk around, but apparently haven't gotten to that. But still, not messing with animations today. So we can do some cool stuff, and it's nice. It's good. We want to be able to do cool stuff, yes. But like I said, let's make it a little more graphically appealing and just fill some voids that we have. So one void that we have as of right now. So I just hit Shift F1 there to bring up my cursor. So we don't have any GUI. Obviously, no inventory. You know, we only can use WASD, left click, right click, and space. So I'm gonna today probably just put in a health bar and XP bar super quick, and we'll just get to that here in a second. So what we're gonna want to do is I'm already in my player stuff thing, but I'm gonna go into blueprints and I'm gonna create a new blueprint new folder, and I'm gonna call it GUI. And so this is gonna be all of our stuff that's gonna be our GUI. So our main HUD and then our inventory and whatnot, everything that we're gonna use. So I'm gonna create a let's see, user interface widget blueprint, and I'm going to just call this our HUD. So this will just be our main HUD, and I'm actually gonna select that and hit F2. I'm gonna call this my underscore HUD because there's another HUD that's already here. As you can see, HUD class, it's already called HUD, so it could be confusing when searching for stuff, so we want to make it very specific. So my HUD, that's what we want. And so obviously I'm going to have, by default, this resolution is 1280 by 720. So when we play the game, our HUD elements won't be fit to the resolution since this isn't a proper resolution, but I will want to play it in a standalone editor, and that editor will have the proper window size. So yes, it should already have 1280 by 720. If the play-in new window doesn't have 1280 by 720, you might want to put it in there just because that's what we're going to be making our HUD in. But I'm going to do this in new editor window, and that runs in its proper resolution. Good. So we want to make, of course, a health bar first and an XP bar. So I'm going to put the health bar up top. I usually have my health bars up top. I'm going to put my health bar here. I'm going to expand it just a little bit. And we are going to anchor it up top, I believe. I'll fix the anchoring later. And I want to just... Oh, that's a button. What the heck? I thought I dragged out a slider for some reason. So we want a progress bar, sorry, not a slider. And I just want to make that big enough. That looks about good. And I'm just going to call this health underscore bar. Is variable needs to be true. Percent will create a binding, and we'll mess with that later. Let's go back to the designer. The color, I want it to be red. Okay, and then I'm just going to throw in a random percent in there, And we're good. Okay. So now let's go to our character or sorry, yes, we're gonna want to go to our character and set up stuff on our player so that way we can actually have our health edited. So we're gonna want to create a variable and call it current underscore health, and then hit the little red bar and change it to a float. So we're gonna change it from bool to float. And I don't know why it didn't rename, but I'm going to just call that current health again. Current underscore health. And we're going to compile that, and that will be good. So we're going to go to this binding. So let's go over to graph, and the binding will be here. So what we want to do is we want to actually on my HUD or on the event graph, we want to on let's see. I don't know what this is. I don't think there's a begin play. Yeah, there is no a begin play. Um, oh, we want event construct, I suppose, and we want to cast to RPG dude, and this is going to be pawn, get player pawn. And then off of this, I want to promote to variable and call it player, and we'll be good with that. So let's go back to our get health bar percent. So we're going to drag off and get player, and then we're going to get health, and then her current health will pop up. And then we want to divide this by 10, I believe. Oh, no, sorry. We want to divide it by 100. And that is because our health will range from 0 to 100. And you may say, well, we just want to connect it straight up. We just want to connect current health straight to the return value. No, we want to actually divide it by 100 because in the GUIs, the progress bars range from 0 to 1. So any decimal in between that is the percentage. So if your health is at 50, then it's going to be 0.5 on this progress bar. So that's just how it works. When I start the game, we should have a progress bar with 100% on it. And that we don't because I'm a moron. I forgot to actually add it to our character. So we're going to want to add a component, and it's going to be widget. And I'm just going to leave it called widget. I'm going to parent it to the camera, and then over here, sorry about that. Over here, we want it to be screen, I believe. The widget class should be my HUD, and the draw size needs to be 1,000, not 100, 1,000 by 1,000. Pivot can stay the same. Max interaction can stay the same. Pretty much everything else will be the same. One thing I do want to do is no collision, so that way obviously nothing collides, and we'll be good with it. But now we want to actually set it up so that way it's location properly in front of our camera. So I'm going to go to the location. I'm going to select the widget, go to its location, and zero each one out. So I'm just hitting. So I just select X, hit 0, tab 0, tab 0, and then on the rotation I'm going to zero out the Y because that was the only thing that's edited. And then we're just going to bring it in front just a slight bit. So apparently 5 centimeters. And compile that. I'm going to save everything up, and when I play we should be good, but there might be some issues. Okay, so there are some issues like I thought. I don't exactly know why that's off like it is, but I suppose if I put it in the very, very absolute top corner as it is now, which that would be the position is 0, 0. So if I put it there, we should be good. No, it's actually kind of strange that it's what if I move it down? Will it work? Uh, so I don't think we need. Oh, sorry. I think my draw size is messed up. Um, our draw size should be this. So I think 1280 by 1020. Let's try that. 1280 by 10 or 720. Not 1020, 720, sorry. If I play that, we'll be good. Yeah, so that's good. I just have to I think I just need to orient stuff. It's not popping up in the absolute top corner, and that is mildly concerning. Um, I I may have my resolutions wrong. Oops. Let's 0, 0. I may have my resolutions wrong, and that is definitely my bad. And apparently I do. So I'm sorry about that. I am honestly confused why my resolutions are so off. It could be because of some configs in my Unreal Engine project, and that would make sense as my project is currently freezing up, and it's probably going to stop working if I stop recording. Oh, nope, it's just going to glitch and do that. Okay. 12,000 by 12,000 maybe? If that's close. Uh, just quit moving, thank you. So that's, 1,000 by 1,000. Oh, jeez. There we go. That's not drawing like it should, and that's kind of what's irritating me. But I'm sure I could get it fixed if I knew why it was drawing that strange. I think this has to do with my project settings. If this is showing up this weird for you guys, I would like to know, because that's not how it's supposed to show up. And to be honest, there's no telling as of actually right now why it's showing up. There probably is, and I'm just dumb, but I can't seem to find why it's showing up like this. So I mean, that's so strange. But I mean, at least the variables work. I'll try and get the locations fixed off screen, but at least the variables work. If I take this down to say, hello lag. If I take this down to 20, it will change to 20. So it is hooked up and working properly. It's just the location is just driving me crazy. But I want to set up a XP bar as well, that we will bring into the game a bit later. But let's just do this, and I'm actually just going to duplicate. No, I'm not going to duplicate it. That's kind of. Can I even duplicate this properly? Yeah, I can. Okay, so I am gonna duplicate it. I know it's cheesy and cheatsy, but we're gonna call this EXP bar, and we're going to create a new binding for the EXP bar, and then over in the player we're going to create a new variable, call it current underscore, that C's not caps, that drives me crazy, underscore EXP compile. And I don't want anything on it, but just to know that it's working, we'll have a conflicting 35%, because if you don't have it binded to anything, then that's what the progress bar will stay as by default. But if you have it binded to something, it will parent to what it is. So if it stays 0, then we know it's working. So I'm gonna go to the parent. So let's go to the EXP bar, and then we're gonna do the same kind of thing. We're just gonna drag out this, drag out the player, get the player, and then we're going to get EXP, and then we're going to divide float by float, divide EXP, current EXP by 100, and connect that to the return value, and we're done. So that's all we need to do for those two things. It's at 0, just like it should be. I'll get the location of the bars where I want them off camera, because that's kind of driving me crazy. But just to those of you who think it's not working or whatever, I'll edit the value here to something very specific, like, well, 50. It's a good halfway point. It's kind of, so you can see it changes. I didn't change the color. I mean, this is very stereotypical. Red is very stereotypical for health, and to me at least, green is very stereotypical for XP, like green or yellow or something. But I've seen XP bars of all shapes and colors and whatnot. So anyways, thank you so much for watching this episode. If you liked, you could leave a like. If you had some issues, or if you're having like some requests or some like pet peeves that are just like driving you crazy, something here, just throw that in the comments, man. I'll pick up on it. I'll try to fix it and do my best to do good, but I can't promise anything. But anyways, thank you, all of you so much for watching too. And also, on a quick little side note, if you have been watching my Minecraft series, or at least if you were one of the watchers of the new Minecraft episode that came up recently, thank you very much, because I got way more response on that and views and feedback than I thought I actually would, and that made me very happy. So that's a thing. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.